Hi people, I am Akash Umakant Biradar. Today's date is 4th of Jan 2022 and also my today's video topic is list in Java. Here list is a part of collection. Now why collection is introduced in Java? In front end, if user wants some data or user clicks on some tab, then it gives inputs to the backend, or it wants something from backend. Here we from backend we have to pass different objects or multiple objects in a same with single objects in a single objects. Then uh, the process or the methodology is called as collection. Now in C++, collection is also called container. Container means we have to transport some data, or we have to transport something from one point to another point. If I want to transport some books, bundles of books from Pune to Delhi, then that should be from container. In Java it is called collection. Now in collection, the number of objects, the individual objects are in same entity. Individual objects are contained in same entity and passed it. Now there are two parts of collection. One is list and another one is set. What is the difference of list and set? List interface collection implements collection, and also sets also implements collection. Now the major difference between list and list and set is, in list duplicates are allowed, but in sets duplicates are not allowed. And also the insertion order is preserved in list, but in set insertion order is not preserved. It means insertion order means if we use one object, or if we use one value, if we use one element, then after one the element should be stored as 1 to index 1, index after that 2, after 3, in the same order. This is called insertion order. In list the insertion order is preserved, but in set insertion order is not preserved. Now there are three types of lists. One is array list, the second one is linked list, and the third one is vector and stack. Now here the vector and stack is introduced in Java 1.0 version, but the collection, the set, list, set, and the array list and linked list, all these are introduced in Java 1.2 version. So the vector and stack is introduced earlier, or introduced at the origin of Java, introduced in the first version of Java 1.0. So the vector and stack is called as legacy class, and the other arts, set, list, collection, array list, linked list, are these others are called as non-legacy class. Now what is array list? Array list interfaces list, so all the methods of list can be implemented by or can be used by array list. Linked list also interfaces list, so all the methods can be used by linked list. And vector is similar to array list. It also implements list. It also uses the methods of list. Now, what is the difference between these three? The array is used to pass individual objects in a single entity, as well as linked list is also uh, used to individual objects into single entity and pass it, and also vector is the same uses of that. Now, there are some pros and cons of any separate ones. Now here, for random access, if I want to if I want to access the element of index 5, then that will be the operation performance is high of that particular operation performance is high in array list, while in linked list about that operation performance is low. Whereas if I want to remove some element or some object from that array list, and if I want to add some objects or some element in that list, then in array list several methods should be done, several operations can be done. There will be adding the one element, then after there will be shifting of right others element to the right side, or to the plus 1 index plus 1. And if you want to remove, then we should have to shift to I minus 1 index minus 1. All these shifting operations uh, done in array list. So the operation performance is as compared to low in array list to linked list. Whereas in linked list, these operations, adding or remove operations, done very smoothly and very fastly. So the operation performance is high in linked list. Now vector list is similar to array list, but there are major difference in array list and vector list. Then the main difference is array list is non-synchronized, whereas vector is synchronized. It means if one operation or one method is operating in array list, simultaneously other operations or other method or other process should be done in array list. So there will be multiple operations will be there, but so that is non-synchronized. In synchronized, after completion of one method or one process, the second one is added. It is synchronized. The synchronized is vector and array list is non-synchronized. Now the vector is thread shape and array list is non-thread shape. It means in array list we can access multiple threads simultaneously, so the performance is high. But because of accessing multiple threads simultaneously, the thread security is low. It means it's not thread safe for from the point of view security purpose, the less secure than vector. Whereas in vector, the only one thread is accessed at the same time. After completing that thread, the another thread will be continued, and so on. Here at one time, the only one thread is processing, so there will be thread safe, and because of this it will be more secured as compared to array list. Now this is the information about list. Thank you.